Hi, I'm Gary Beutler for the Water Stores Group, and I own the water store in Midland, Ontario. Today we're talking about how to change the pre-filters and the bulb in a Sterilight ultraviolet disinfection system. First thing you need to do when you're doing a job like this is to make sure you've got everything ready to start the job. So what you're going to need is, obviously you're going to need a replacement ultraviolet light bulb, but in addition to that you're also going to need the two pre-filters. Sediment filter, carbon filter, and glass sleeve. Because the ultraviolet light bulb slides inside a glass sleeve inside this housing here, you need to have a spare glass sleeve. And during this process we're going to clean that glass sleeve, but if it doesn't come perfectly clean, that glass sleeve needs to be replaced. But also, if that glass sleeve becomes broken, then your water in your whole house is shut off until you can replace it with a new glass sleeve. So it's always a good idea to have a spare glass sleeve on hand. You're going to need two buckets like this, one half full of water, which we're going to be using for cleaning these housings, and the other one empty for capturing the water as we open this up so we don't make a mess everywhere. You're going to need a nice clean cloth like this. You're going to need some CLR for cleaning, and you're also going to need a pair of channel locks and a screwdriver. Okay? Not to mention the filter canister wrench to open up these canisters. So once you've got all those things assembled, then you're ready to start the job. So the first part of the process is you need to shut off the water flowing through this. So most cases there'll be a ball valve, something like this, or a gate valve before this whole system. So turn off the water there at that point. The next thing you need to do is open up a tap somewhere in the house to relieve the pressure coming through here. Open up the tap and then close it again. Once you've done that, there should also be another ball valve like this one located after the ultraviolet system that you can shut off too. And if you can shut that off, great, because that keeps all the water in the whole house from flowing back through here and draining out. So the next step is to unplug the ultraviolet light. Okay? For obvious reasons, you need to unplug it to change the bulb, but also obviously it's going to be a lot safer. So once you've done that, then what you need to do is drain this whole system. So one of the beauties of the Sterilight system, it has this cap at the bottom here. You just push down on the ring at the top and the whole cap comes off. Put your bucket underneath there and you'll drain this part of the system through there. And then once you finish doing that, you can put the cap back on. Then the next step is to remove these filter housings. They'll be fairly tight, so use your filter wrench, put a hand on this bracket here, and then turn in this direction, and that will undo, that will loosen it first with the wrench. Once they're loose, put your bucket underneath, unscrew them, and be careful, they're fairly heavy because they're full of water, and then remove them. Dump out the water, throw out the old filters, and then wash out the insides of these housings with soapy water, and then rinse really well to get rid of the soap. There's a sediment filter goes in first here. Undo the wrapping, put the sediment filter in, and then the carbon filter goes in the middle housing. Undo the wrapping and again put it inside there. Tighten both of these housings hand tight, and then you need to remove the actual ultraviolet light bulb and clean the glass sleeve. So to do that, using a pair of channel locks, you can pull out this retaining clip here on the side, pull that out all the way, and as you can see it pops up slightly because there's a spring at the bottom. And then using your clean cloth, when you pull this up slightly, you can grab the bulb, wiggle the cap a little bit to remove it, and then you can pull the whole bulb right out. Don't touch the glass portion of the bulb. You can touch the ceramic ends, but don't touch the glass portion. Once you've removed that, then you can undo this aluminum gland nut at the top here. Unscrew that, and you can pull out the glass sleeve. So the glass sleeve should look like this, like brand new. If it doesn't, use your cloth, put CLR on it, and rub up and down until you remove anything that's on this glass sleeve till it looks perfectly clean like this. If you can't get it perfectly clean, you'll need to replace it with the new glass sleeve. Once you finish that, slide it back down inside here. There's an O-ring at the top. Slide the glass sleeve all the way down. Make sure the O-ring is seated at the top, and make sure the O-ring's a little bit wet. That'll allow the gland nut to slide over it as you're tightening it. So the gland nut gets tightened, only hand tight. Once you've got that hand tight, then grab your new ultraviolet light bulb, and you can grab it with the cloth and lower it down inside here. Once you've lowered it down almost all the way, then you can put the connector at the top. And just match up the pins from the top of the light bulb, and then slide the connector right tight to the top of the bulb. And then you can lower the whole thing down. Once you've lowered it down, you can push this retaining clip back in, and that holds everything in place. So you've got the two new filters in here, you've cleaned the glass sleeve, you've got the new bulb. So now what you can do is you can plug this in. Now you need to reset this ballast. So what you do is before you plug this in, there's a reset button on the side here, you push that in, and then you plug this into the electrical outlet while you're holding that button pushed in, that reset button. And you'll see as soon as you plug it in, it'll say the word reset here, and about 5 seconds later you hear an audible tone. Once you hear that tone, you can let go of the reset button. This will now say 365, and that resets it to count it down for next year, 365 days from now, when you need to replace this bulb again. Now, what you can do is you can slowly open up the water flowing into this, only partially open that valve, so it slowly fills all these canisters. And then you can open up the valve that's after this unit, supplying the whole house, and you can open up a tap. And as the water's flowing through here, any air that's been trapped inside here will come out of the tap. You'll see some sputtering of the water coming out of that, and let it flow. Okay? As it flows through, as the sputtering stops, then you can turn off the tap. Then you can open up the valve all the way, the valve feeding this ultraviolet, and make sure the valve on the other end is also open all the way. Open up a tap, let about 2 gallons of water run through this whole system. That will get rid of any carbon fines that are from the carbon filter or any little particles that came from the sediment filter. You can wash all that through, and then you're done. That's the process. If you like what you saw today, please check out our website at waterstoresgroup.com. And again, I'm Gary Beutler from the Water Store in Midland, Ontario. Thanks for watching.